We are much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm furious. Absolutely furious. This team is they just don't have it. They're just not a good basketball team. Where are your three best players? Where are your three best players in this game? Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves are the only two guys that decided to play basketball today. D'Lo doing all that talk. Dave McMillan's report comes out. Oh, I'm this, that, and the other. And look, D'Lo's been excellent this season. Guess what? We needed him this game. Where was he? Where was he? Anthony Davis, take some pride. Take some pride. You're over there getting bullied. Sabonis is making you look like a little kid. I mean, I would have rather Jackson Hayes. At least Jackson Hayes has an excuse to get bullied. But Anthony Davis just getting bodied the whole game. I mean, just getting bullied, punked, like he's a freshman. Like, it was absolutely embarrassing. Like, where is the pride? Where is the competitive spirit? Where is the competitive nature? Where is the I'm done? I'm not settling for this. You're 0-10. And then they bring up that whole thing where it's like, Anthony Davis, oh, I care about the team. I don't care about individual stats. Your team is getting beat every game. What are you talking about? You're 0-10, not individually. You're not playing a one-on-one game. You're 0-10 because you're terrible. Gets absolutely, but where was he? Where are you? You're supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to be the guy that's changing the tides of like, and then this being the torch is being passed to and all that. And where were you? Nowhere. Nowhere. It's so infuriating. Where is the pride in this team? Where is we're not settling for less. LeBron James, where was LeBron this game? I know he had a solid fourth quarter or whatever, or made it look like that. Where was he the whole game? Missing layups, turning the ball over, leaving his feet. Like, where were our three best players in this game? De'Aaron Fox didn't even have a great game. Malik Monk didn't even have a great game, and he missed like half the game. You got beat by a bunch of role guys. You got beat by a guy that a week ago was in the G League. Like, it is embarrassing. This team is so unserious. So unserious. It's embarrassing at this point. Embarrassing at this point. Sorry, I need a refresher. I'm not done with my rant. I'm furious. Furious. I understand it's a bad matchup. I understand that Sacramento seems to have your number. I understand Anthony Davis against European centers. He's just a no-show. I get it. I get all that. But at least, like, even if you lose this game, at least let it be competitive. It hasn't been competitive once. Sacramento's just abusing us every time we play. And we may end up playing them in a play-in tournament. Like, I just unplugged my light. It got dark quick. Sorry. Look, I'm literally screaming the lights out. I'm so mad I'm literally screaming the lights out. But, like, again, the 6th seed, I don't think the 6th seed is an option anymore. I don't. Unless the Lakers go on some crazy run, right? And they just, like, they don't lose a game the rest of the way. Or not the rest of the way, but, like, you get my point. Like, they win, like, they only lose, like, 5 games the rest of the way. I don't think the Lakers get the 6th seed. I don't. Because now Sacramento and Dallas both have the tiebreakers. So that means you need to finish a full game above them. On top of that, the Pelicans are ahead of you. And you still play them at the end of the season. So you have to not only, like, basically run the table, and on top of that, you need these teams to continue to lose, which, like, Dallas is on like a 4-game win streak or something like that, right? Like, and Sacramento, you need to basically outplay these teams by one full game. One full game, you have to outplay these teams. I just don't see it. So best case scenario is you're getting the 7th or 8th seed, which that I'm not even so sold on right now. Because you just took another giant step back. And if the Lakers finish as the 9th or 10th seed, can they win 2 straight games and get into the playoffs? Sure. But will they? I can't believe in them. I cannot believe that they're going to win 2 straight crucial, important, must-win elimination games to just make the playoffs. In a 7-game series, I trust them because it's not one and done, right? So even if they have a game where they don't show up, they could still rattle off a couple wins. But in a 1-game sample size where you're going to have to play you're going to have to play the Warriors, you're going to have to play Sacramento or Dallas, or you're going to play Phoenix. I don't think the Lakers are going to beat any of those teams in a 1-game sample size because one team is going to take it serious, one team is going to show up, one team's going to do what they need to do, or the Lakers are going to. Because the Lakers haven't been able to do that thus far. Every time we start gaining traction, the Lakers just, boom, right in the foot and fall and stumble ass backwards. It just, they can't beat Sacramento. They can't beat Denver. Basically any team with a European center. The problem is we may end up having to go through them in the play-in. Which your hope is that not best case scenario, but it's shaping up to be best case scenario. It's getting to the point where your best case scenario is the Pelicans fall. They play Sacramento, or Sacramento gets the 6 seed. But some variation where you basically play the Warriors in the first play-in, and then you play the Pelicans in the second. That's probably your best case scenario, where you end up playing those 2 teams. I think they could get into the play. Dallas, I think Dallas could beat them in a 1-game sample size. I think Phoenix will beat them in a 1-game sample size. I think Sacramento, obviously, I think would beat them. Outside of that, I just don't have much trust in the Lakers right now because they just keep proving otherwise. They keep proving that they're just not serious. Your 3 best players are no-shows. Anthony Davis, once again, didn't show up. LeBron James, where was he? Outside of turning the ball over, missing layups, and taking terrible shots. And D'Angelo Russell talked all that talk and a report, Dave McMillan, and where was he? The only 2 guys that showed up were Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. The only 2 guys that showed up. Credit those 2 guys. Rui's the only guy that seems to show up regularly against Sacramento. Every time the Lakers play Sacramento, Rui just dominates them. It's infuriating. It really is. It's infuriating at this point. But anyway, let's get through the box scores. So I could keep ranting. I'm fuming, but let's go through the box scores and then we'll answer all of your super chat questions, all your regular questions. I appreciate y'all being here though, nonetheless, even after this loss. It's frustrating. It is so frustrating watching this thing. Again, if it was competitive and they lost, all right, at least it was competitive. But, I mean, come on, man. And Anthony Davis, I even said it in my videos today. Like, even if the Lakers lose, I wanted Anthony Davis to show up. I wanted to be like, it wasn't because of AD. But guess what? It was because of AD. So, Rui, 9 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. I think that they should have given him, like, 20 shots. Just let him keep shooting. He probably would have given you 40. Like, seriously. The guy was doing everything he could. 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 assist, 20 points. LeBron James, 6-16 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. Like I said, just missing layups, turning the ball over. He had 5 turnovers, just careless with the basketball. I know he almost had a triple-double, but he was not very good in this game. If you actually watch this game, LeBron James was not good at all. He went on a little stretch where he scored like 9 points or whatever in the 4th, basically when the game was over and Sacramento didn't care. And they stopped packing the paint the way that they were. So they just kind of said, okay, here you go, LeBron. Go ahead, get your 10 points, the game's over. Anthony Davis, 41 minutes. You get 7 of 18 from the field, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers. Let's see what Sabonis did. Right? Sabonis was on the other side. Sabonis, 6 of 10 from the field, 19 rebounds. 19 rebounds, including 5 offensive rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 2 turnovers, 17 points. Sabonis had another triple-double against Anthony Davis. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. It is crazy. This is absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. And it's just infuriating at this point. But Austin Reeves, 10 of 17 from the field, 7 of 12 from 3, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover. He actually took care of the basketball, 28 points. He did his job. He showed up. He was the guy that was like keeping us afloat early on. He had our first he had 13 of our first 20, something like that. D'Lo, again, where was D'Lo? 2 of 9, 1 of 4, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 6 points. Again, where were our 3 best players? Where were our 3 best players? Absolutely terrible. It's sad that Taurean Prince played 13 minutes and actually gave us more production than the guys that played 40. Just completely uncalled for. Completely uncalled for. But anyway, let's dive into the chat here. Again, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Make sure to hit that like button. Help me out. Keep me in somewhat good spirits. And then hit that subscribe button if you would. If you're not subscribed, I appreciate you guys. Harrison Barnes turns into prime Klay Thompson from 3. Okay. I mean, when he's getting wide open shots, literally, they were leaving him wide open. Him and Keegan Murray got more wide open shots than I think I've seen in a long time. How much confidence do you have in this team to win 2 playing games facing teams like the Suns, Mavs, Kings, and Warriors? Also, do you think Bron and AD duo has run its course? So first off, I was actually just touching on this in my rant. I have 0 faith in the Lakers right now winning 2 playing games against those 4 teams, basically. Because it's just, again, can they? Yes. Can the Lakers lock down, win 2 straight games, get into the playoffs? Absolutely they can. They have the talent. They just don't show up when you need them to. So it's one of those things. Like I've talked about it about other teams. I can't believe in you until you prove to me otherwise. I can't believe in this Lakers team to show up in big games when it matters most, when they just keep not doing it. Every time we have a big matchup in a big game, guess what? They get blown through. This wasn't even competitive. This wasn't a competitive game. If it was a hard-fought game and it was man, De'Aaron Fox just hit some tough shots down the stretch. If it was the Denver matchup where it's man, they just hit some crazy shots down the stretch. You could kind of talk yourself into, okay, we could do this. Lockdown, better games from guys. All right, we can do this. But when you keep getting blown out, when the game's over, going into the 4th in every matchup, it's kind of hard to be oh, yeah, that's good. Bron and AD's duo, I don't think it's ran its course. I just think you need the right pieces around them. I think they need a legit 2-way wing, a defensive 2-way guy. Obviously, Jared Vanderbilt helps a lot in that department, but he's not a true 2-way. It's one of the reasons I really wanted to go get a Dorian Finney-Smith, a legit 3-and-D guy, take pressure, defend the best player on the other team, kind of spread the floor a little bit. You just have to have the right pieces and the right complementary guys around them. I do think that those 2, with the right pieces, step up. I think you can get it done. I lean towards, I know a lot of people don't want the 3rd star or whatever, but they need it. That's one of the problems that we've had the last few years is when one of these guys don't show up, we have no one else, right? As great as Rui was, as great as Reeves were, they're not stars. They're not guys that are that can completely control and dictate a game, right? Go get somebody, and I'm just using him as an example because it's a name that came to mind. Don't freak out. But a Donovan Mitchell, right? If you get somebody like that, he can carry the workload, carry some of the offensive productions. If AD has a bad game, you can count on him, right? D'Lo's great for what they need, but he's not even a star, right? So he has games like this where a guy like a Donovan Mitchell, again, just using him as an example, don't freak out, But like somebody like him, even his bad games are going to be 19, 20, and he's still going to be able to do multiple things. Like, I think they need that guy that can take the pressure off because the Lakers need LeBron and AD to basically be perfect every single night for us to win, or the other guys to just play out of their mind, right? Like you see the games like where like LeBron and AD will be pedestrian, but like everyone is just like playing great. Like D'Lo's got 20, Reeves has got 20, Rui's got 19, right? Like Torian Prince has got 15. Like unless it's a game like that where collectively everybody's just playing A1, it just requires those two guys to be great constantly. I mean, even games, because again, D'Lo isn't a star. There's games where D'Lo will go give you 25 and 8, and the Lakers still lose because AD and LeBron just aren't there, right? Or only one of them is, or whatever, right? Like, I just think you need either the right pieces to where you basically have you need Dorian Finney-Smith and again, another name that popped into my head was like a Jeremy Grant, right? Somebody that can, two guys that could basically defend out on the perimeter, hit shots, kind of take pressure off of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And then think of like D'Lo, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jeremy Grant, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. I think that now you're looking at a contending team. Now I think you have the pieces that you need. Or you got to go get that like Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, although I'm not really high on Trae Young, but still, like somebody that can, even on a bad night, is still going to help you fight and keep you in games, right? Like somebody like even LeBron, as bad as he was tonight, you saw him kind of have these spurts. He can't control games like he used to. So you just need to put the talent out there, I think, personally. I think those are the only two ways you're really going to get it. Bullied by the King Drew titles are hilarious. I mean, they were bullied. Like it's the best way to put it. Like they were absolutely bullied. Harrison Barnes turned into Kyle Korver. I mean, again, when he's getting wide open threes, he is a good 3-point shooter, especially when he's wide open. LeBron, AD, and D'Lo were still in bed. Facts. They just didn't show up. They were no-shows. Reeves needs to be benched. Look, I like Reeves was fantastic today, in my opinion, but I still do think him coming off the bench, we need some defense in the starting unit. Look, as great as he was on the offensive side, Sacramento was still targeting him. I mean, even Doris Burke was like mocking the Lakers, and like De'Aaron Fox eyes light up every time Austin Reeves is defending him because it's true. Like that's true. Like teams are licking their chops when Austin Reeves is on the court. And look, he offensively gave you the production to kind of offset that. So like games like this, you can justify like him starting, but like more times than not, like he's good, but it's not enough to like where he's getting torched every possession. The Lakers, again, they need a better balance. They don't have any balance in that starting five. And unless they're shooting the lights out, which you saw in that third quarter, they only put up 17 points. I keep saying it, and it keeps happening. The Lakers are so reliant on the offense that when the offense isn't clicking, they can't win because they have no balance on the defensive side. When the offense is cooking, guess what? You look great, right? When the offense is cooking, no worries. It's all good. But as soon as the offense stalls, as soon as the offense can't get going, guess what? Boom, they hit that wall because they can't get stops on the other end. You don't have the athleticism. You don't have the defensive guys out on the perimeter. Obviously, when Jared Vanderbilt comes back, whenever he comes back, that'll be a big help. Gabe Vincent, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what he looks like when he gets back. But the Lakers just don't have balance. They have too many one-way skilled guys, right? And Darvin Ham's not good at I talk about all the time, rotational structure. It's bad. It's bad. This team plays like a bunch of names on a basketball court. It's really what it is. Like there doesn't seem to be real structure with this team. And again, like even the commentators were talking about it. Like, what is this team's identity? Like, as much as it was annoying listening to like Doris Burke and them like just basically clown the Lakers, like nothing they said was wrong. Like it's frustrating, but it's like you think about it, you're like, they're right. AD and LeBron didn't want to win tonight. He has no shame. He has no pride, no nothing. Bron and AD should have known better to not get hung over a day before the game. But damn, Sabonis really owns AD 0-10 against him now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Sabonis is clearly better. It's just you don't go 0-10 and go, oh yeah, AD's better. Sabonis is the better of the two. I think we need to start reevaluating our big man scale. Another game against Sabonis, another loss for AD. Yep. Why AD become a G League player if he faces against Sabonis and Jokic? Because he's just not good against the physicality. They're too physical for him. He doesn't like being physical. He doesn't like the physicality. He's too easy to get bumped off of his spot. He just, Sabonis is always kind of giving him that little hip check, and AD he can't handle it. He just can't. It sucks, but it's the reality. We're not serious. I keep saying it this season. It's over. Let's just rest LeBron and AD because the season is over. I mean, I don't think the season's over yet. I mean, it's not looking great. And again, I don't have a lot of trust. But look, I'm one of those people, like, let things play out, see what the end result is, right? It's not over till it's over. Right? Like, the Lakers don't play Sacramento or Denver the rest of the season, right? So, like, what if the Lakers win? They have, 15 games left? What if they go, 12-3 the rest of the way? It's not. I know that sounds crazy, but it's really not. You look at their schedule. Their schedule's pretty easy. There's only, maybe a handful of games the rest of the way, if that you're like, the Lakers might lose that. Like, you look at most of the games, they're very winnable games. So my thing is, look, Lakers are still, it's frustrating. I am furious. Believe me, again, I don't really trust this team. I don't. But, I mean, you look at February, they lose to Denver and we're, in the same position. And then all of a sudden they just couldn't lose. Right? So, again, let's wait to see what the end result is. Let cooler heads prevail. But, man, this team is so unserious. It is so fun. I get why people feel like, it's a wrap, call it the season, but it's not. Anything can happen. If they get into that 7th or 8th seed, they can win one of two games. If they get to the 7th or 8th seed, I have confidence in them. If they finish the 9th or 10th, my confidence is going to be very waning. But kudos to Reeves and Hachi, the only two that played hard and with urgency. Yeah, facts. This season is most likely over. We won't catch Sacramento and Dallas for the 7th or 8th. We'll be stuck in the play-in at the 9-10 seed. And even if we make it out of the play-in, we will have to play Denver in the first round, which we are cooked. Again, never say never, but yeah, it's not. You're not off. Tyler, do you think the Lakers could beat the Nuggets if they had De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk and Sabonis? If Sacramento, if we were Sacramento, so basically, are you asking could Sacramento beat the Nuggets? Is that what you're asking? No, I don't think Sacramento beat the Nuggets. Look, Sacramento just matches up against the Lakers. Sacramento is just a really bad matchup for the Lakers. Really bad matchup. But Sacramento is like a poor man's Denver. Denver's just a better version of Sacramento. So no, I don't think that they would beat them. I mean, anyone can beat anybody, but no, unless something crazy happens. We can't win against the Kings in Denver for some reason. Again, it's just a bad match. It's not there is reasons. It's just, again, they have speed guards that just apply too much pressure. We can't stay in front of guys. They have, the big burly European big man that just gives Anthony Davis fits. It's just, again, it's a bad matchup. Yeah, he does need more. He needs more opportunity against these teams. AD needs to build muscle and weight. I mean, I don't know how much more. You don't want to pack him on too much. You don't want to take away from what makes AD great. Problem is that the big issue, we need the center. The problem is that LeBron James at this point has to play the 4, right? You see him even when he's out there and he is playing the 3 in spots. He's just getting beat. He's old. Right? And so you're asking LeBron to play the 3 spot, maybe in the playoffs, but during the regular season, 82 games, it's how much can you trust LeBron to play the 3 is the problem, right? If he can and he buys in and he locks down and he's willing to, kind of buy in on the defensive side, then fine. But he takes too many defensive possessions off. I mean, even in this game, how many times did he not even challenge? Harrison Barnes has the ball. And LeBron is like the closest guy to, and instead of like at least trying to challenge and close out, he just turns around and go box out because he's trying to get a rebound rather than defending the guy. And he just watches it splash through the net. How many times does LeBron get beat and there's no help defender because they're busy with their defenders? And then LeBron turns and looks at his players and goes, like, that's your fault, LeBron. Like, it's not their fault. It's your fault. Like, but that's the problem. Is like when he has to go out on the perimeter and defend, it's hard for him to do that game in and game out for 36 minutes a game. So it's like how do you play a center alongside Anthony Davis when LeBron has to play the four? It's tough, right? Like, or you're having like LeBron, or you're having Anthony Davis defend on the perimeter, which again, like he's going to get beat too, right? It's a problem. Eating Taco Bell after the 1 a.m. the other night. Yeah, facts. I don't know what they were doing. It is far from over. A lot can happen, but man, it's just like Junior said, no urgency. AD is not a center until the front office acknowledges that we will struggle against the likes of Sabonis, Jokic, Zoo, and Nurk. Find a center in this offseason. LeBron plays the three. But you've seen how bad it is when LeBron plays the three. He's done it a lot lately. Like recently, he's done it a lot, and it doesn't look good, right? So like you're giving up, like pick your poison. You're giving up one thing to give up another, right? It's like, okay, so then teams are just going to torch us out on the – I mean, I'd rather LeBron and AD have a fighting chance. Like you only have to worry about two centers the whole season. I'd rather just have to worry about that and make the adjustments accordingly. And then when you get to the playoffs, maybe look at that. I'd rather get perimeter defenders because that's going to take pressure off Anthony Davis and you're going to be able to help. And you'll be able to help on guys like Sabonis and Jokic, and LeBron can be the help defender. But the problem is he can't be the help defender because we can't defend out on the perimeter either. So it's pick your poison. So it's just, I don't like getting a center. I don't think solves anything. Like, unless it's like a premier center, obviously. Right? Like if you were to get Embiid or something, then yeah, of course. But going and getting like a Valanciunas, I don't think solves the Lakers' problem. I think it just opens up different problems. Gabe Vincent will save us. Do you think Lakers still have a shot at the 6th seed? And at this point, it's looking like we're going to finish in the 9th or 10th. I do not. I don't think that. I think best case scenario, we get the 7th or 8th seed. I think, again, are we out of reach for it? No. But I just think realistically, with the teams, basically everybody ahead of us having tiebreakers over us, and the teams that we do have tiebreakers over are the ones that are already like in position. I just think it's a really big hill to climb. And I think best case scenario, we're looking at a 7th or 8th. Which is not ideal. Tyler, how many championships do you think our Lakers would have won if they drafted Mason Plumlee and Bradley Beal? Probably none. Look, I like Mason Plumlee and Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is Mr. 40 games a season. Like, I don't think you can really count on him. I don't think we'd have any, to be honest. Sabonis plays a man's game against baby soft Anthony Davis. Yep. It just shows that the Lakers do not match up well against Kings. Yeah, they don't. They do not at all. Do you think Cole Swider is a poor man's Klay Thompson? No, not even close. I mean, Cole Swider, I'm rooting for the kid, but no. Honestly, I'm more than willing to put Harry Giles on Sabonis. I mean, yeah, put anybody at this point. At least if he gets eaten alive, they have an excuse. Barnes ate the goat up. Yeah, dude, LeBron just got embarrassed. We are not seeing the Kings in the playoffs be good. Yeah, but we might see them in the play-in. It's very possible we see them in the play-in. And if we're in a single elimination, I don't like the Lakers' chances at all. At all. LeBron and AD combined for how much money per year on the payroll again? Yeah, for like half of the total payroll. David, coming out the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Frustrating. AD not a true center. Can only be a center in short spurts. Need to shoot threes a lot better, to be 4 in modern NBA. Wish we had gotten Gafford. Yeah, Gafford would have been nice. Deadline all. How do we improve our roster offseason and build? First off, David, again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate the super chat. Secondly, yeah, I mean, AD, he's not. AD is a power forward that can play center, and he can play center in spots. Problem is again, like, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was talking about LeBron. Like, at this stage of his career, LeBron has to play the 4. Can he play the 3 in bursts and spots, and to close the 4th? Sure. But to ask him to do that game in and game out for, 65 games a season, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask for. Now, could you kind of trickle it to where maybe you could work it out? Possibly. But I just think realistically, it's tough. I think there's really 2 ways this offseason. I think either A, you go get that other star, right? Like, again, I'm just using him as an example. So chat, don't freak out. But let's say Donovan Mitchell really does come available. I mean, there's reports that it's basically the Knicks or the Lakers. And there's not even 100% certainty that the Knicks are going to actually go after him. But we just use him as an example, right? Like, if you can go get a guy like a Donovan Mitchell and, still have like a Jared Vanderbilt, because at that point now you have LeBron, AD, and Mitchell, and then go with like a Jared Vanderbilt to kind of complement the defense. He is a legit 2-way guy, and then maybe you could even keep D'Lo if you want, because his ability to play off ball, play on ball. Right, you got to get something like that, like a legit game changer, a guy that can kind of pick up the slack. Where AD and LeBron don't have it tonight. Don't worry. Let me put the cape on right quick. Let me go drop 30. Right, you need a guy like that, or you got to really round out this roster with complementary pieces. Again, Reeves needs to go to the bench, be your 6th man. You need to put a legit 2-way 3-and-D. Ideally, could you go get like a Caldwell Pope or something? Right, he's a free agent if I'm not mistaken this season. After the season, like, go get a KCP. Like, figure that out. Whatever you got to do, sign and trade if you have to. Right, like, you need to go get a legit 3-and-D style guy at the 2. So that way you have that defense, that point of attack, that shooting alongside D'Lo, LeBron, and AD, and then go get a legit 3-and-D shooting, like small forward shooting guard type guy. Again, Dorian Finney-Smith, something like that. Like, now you actually have some legit perimeter defense. You got some good size, some good length, guys that can hit the open shot that aren't just like one-way dimensional players. You have an Austin Reeves off the bench who can go and score and give you some production, Rui, right? And then D'Lo, LeBron, and AD. I think that's probably the way you go about it. So either you got to go get that other star and then fill out the roster accordingly, or you got to go get that like balanced roster. Like, you got to get the roster more balanced with more legit 2-way talent, rather than just like, this guy can play defense and that's it, or this guy can play offense and that's it. And we need some athleticism. We need some athleticism out on the perimeter. That's why I like the idea of DeJounte Murray. I wasn't like super sold on DeJounte Murray, but at least he has some athleticism. At least he gives you some foot speed out there. At least he can kind of shift his feet, stay in front of guys a little bit better. But we'll see. That, to me, that's kind of how you need some defense and athleticism out on the perimeter. Or you need like that other star that basically kind of trumps everything, right? To where you have that third guy that can really do damage. Con, coming out with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Imagine Markieff Morris or Dwight if they played today's game. They don't let Sabonis slide with their hard fouls and roughness. Team isn't physical. That's the problem, is the Lakers just aren't physical. I mean, Dwight at this stage, I don't think he'd let him get physical, but I think he'd get torched. I mean, Dwight Howard is not the Dwight Howard from 4 years ago, 5 years ago. He's just not, right? And like, even Jokic, like, so many people are like, Jokic, like, he was the Jokic stopper. Yeah, Jokic is not the same player either. Jokic wasn't even in the conversation as best player in the league 4 years ago. Now he's like, in many people's eyes, the clear-cut best player. Like, he's just better, he has better instincts. He's older. He's more experienced. He's more, he's fresher. He's won a championship. He's proven. He's more proven now. As far as like the physicality, yeah, I think that. But I think that they would just get beat off the dribble a lot more. Pause. But, Markieff Morris, he's not really helping with Sabonis. It'd just be the power forward spot, just give you a physical body. Oh, okay. You meant 2012. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, okay. That, okay. Well, it's not even just UConn. I see, I just get so many comments from people that are like, you need to bring Dwight back. You need to bring Morris. And I'm just like, they're not the same guys they were 4 years ago. There's a reason Dwight Howard is, if people, if any team in the league, and again, it's not towards UConn. It's just, I get a lot of comments like now about Dwight now. If any team believed Dwight Howard could even remotely slow down Jokic, I mean, even just make things a little difficult, don't you think he would be on a roster with one of these contenders? Don't you think somebody would have signed him? I mean, even, a team like Minnesota or the Thunder or the Clippers or somebody that's like, hey, we may end up playing Denver in the playoffs and we could use somebody that could slow him down. Like, but yes, if you had like 2020 Morris and Howard, then yeah, I still think Jokic is better now, much better now than he was in 2020. But I do think Dwight Howard would, again, be physical, kind of get into his chest, bump him out a lot, just be more imposing than Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is just getting pushed around. He's just getting bodied. You see Sabonis just keep hip checking him, and Anthony Davis just getting ragdolled. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, you're embarrassing us. Like, now you're embarrassing us as a unit. I'm embarrassed. I'm not even playing in the game. Like, it's hilarious. But Con, I appreciate you. Great super chat. But yeah, I'm with you. If we could turn back the clock and go snatch Dwight Howard and Marcus Morris from those days, that would be beautiful. Lakers more like leakers. Lakers scared AF. This game sucks. Fans have more urgency than Lakers GFX. I don't care what Braun thought he was doing. Barnes cooked him. Facts. LeBron, AD, D'Lo all got cooked. Is not built to be a center. Their offense is stagnant when LeBron just stands there dribbling for 12 seconds. Yeah, because there's no ball movement. There's no nothing. There's nothing. Tyler shows more passion than Ham has in his 2 years. It's because Ham's just standing there like, come on, dude. Do something. Davis is just a basketball player. He has no egg. Sabonis makes him jerk. Shaking my head. It is infuriating. Sabonis owns AD. Yeah, you're not wrong. No heart. It's over. It's very frustrating. And that's supposed to be our best player, yeah. Lakers had 3 days off and no energy. Yeah, too busy partying. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Sabonis is AD's daddy, AFX. Let's see. LeBron was leaving Barnes open all game. For real, the F was that. Yeah. And that's my point. That's why LeBron, he was doing that playing the 4. Imagine what would have happened. Like, they kept putting Barnes on LeBron for a reason, or having LeBron defend Barnes for a reason, because teams know LeBron isn't going to go and challenge that. LeBron isn't going to defend. Lakers' next 14 games are easy, all automatic wins. That's the only thing that, I wouldn't say automatic wins, and I wouldn't say easy, but it's one of the reasons why I still kind of have some faith in the Lakers, just because, out of their next 15 games, I think it is, or whatever. Yeah, I think it's 15 games they still have left. Out of those 15 games, I just think that there is a real chance, that the Lakers go 12-3 during that stretch. Again, I'm not super confident about it. I'm not super sold on it, but I do think it's something that could happen. Let's see. Does not play well against European centers. He does not. That is an absolute truth. Let's see. We desperately need a player like Dwight to help defend the European centers. Problem is, again, Dwight isn't Dwight. Don't you again? If any team thought that Dwight Howard could help them in a Jokic matchup, don't you think somebody would have brought him in, even if they were just sitting him at the end of the bench as the 15th guy? Right? Or some team would sign him before the playoffs or something, and no one does, because teams know he's not the guy he once was anymore. He's not 2020 Dwight Howard. I mean, he's had his struggles playing in like a Philippine league. Like, I don't see him going to the NBA and just all of a sudden being dominant. Got lost guarding Barnes. Barnes was barbecue chicken on LeBron. Yep. Tonight, how to play. Yeah. Remember, we saw y'all had no help. Yeah, facts. Yo, AD is 0-9 is also correlating to the Lakers losing streak to the Kings. Wake up, doofus. Yeah, it's seriously. Well, now 0-10. So I guess now we gotta avoid them now. Yeah. Like I keep saying, I don't believe in the avoiding thing. If you can't beat them, you can't beat them. Then you don't deserve to win. All right, like if you avoid them naturally, then fine, you avoid them naturally. But and I'm talking about Denver. Sacramento problem is like you may end up playing them in the play-in. Which if you play them in the play-in, you could call it. You could probably kiss that goodbye. Let's go, Tyler. Thank you. Nuggets and Kings are our daddies. We need to sign a big body center that can box out. Out here doing interviews about the coach. Show up. Agreed. I'm right there with you, Clint. Now, doing all that talking and then for you to lay an absolute dud, can't have that. They need to pull them socks up. Yeah, facts. Lakers should have rest Davis this game and play Giles and Hayes. We just can't beat this team. Yep. Bam and Denver are the two teams that we just don't match up against. Again, it's because they're two very similar teams. Very similar teams. They shoot three well. They can push the pace. They got that big, burly, versatile European center. They have guards that are quick-footed and can get to the basket. It's tough. And let's see. Is the gatekeeper to Jokic, finals boss for the Lakers? Yeah. Sabonis is like the easy, like the what is it, like the normal mode of a video game, and then Jokic is like when you play in hard mode. Lakers' best chance is playing. I think the only thing that will wake them up is the elimination game, where if they lose, they go home. That's my hope. My hope is that like the Lakers, they're like, hey, like if we lose this game, that's it. That's my hope, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. 3-point defense was trash. They shot so many wide open threes. Made no sense. Ham needs to go. Yep. No sense. They were just standing around, just watching them just jack up three after three after three, and just getting torched. David, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Jokic, Sabonis, younger than AD. If AD and LeBron are both really fours at this stage, then we need a better coach that can make good rotations. Oh, we got Ham. Yeah, look, I've talked about it. Like, Ham doesn't understand rotation structure, right? Like, you'll see him. It's just like he's throwing guys out there just to throw guys out there, and it doesn't seem like there's real purpose, right? Like some of the lineups you see out there, and you're just like, what is going on here, right? So to me, I think either two things. So I think either A, you position LeBron as the three, right? So like, let's say you, I'm trying to think. See, this would be better if you had like a Miles Turner. But like, I don't know. We'll use Valanciunas as an example because I know he's a free agent next season. Let's say you sign like a Valanciunas, right? You could, if you get a legit 3-and-D guy, right? Like let's say you got like a KCP. Or if Jared Vanderbilt just magically learns to shoot threes, right? What you could do is kind of like you line guys up. So like you have like Valanciunas, Anthony Davis, LeBron as your, 3, 4, and 5. And then you have like, let's say D'Lo as your point. And then you need that perimeter versatile guy. So like I said, Jared Vanderbilt would be ideal if he could knock down threes like consistently. And the reason I said this would work better with like a Miles Turner is because Miles Turner can actually stretch the floor on the offensive side and can hit threes with consistently. Valanciunas can, but he's not Miles Turner, right? So like one thing you could do to kind of mask LeBron, and this is why you need somebody that can really cover ground out on the perimeter, is like basically on defense. So on offense, you run it normal, LeBron at 3, Valanciunas at the center, 80 at the 4. We'll just use Vanderbilt. Say Vanderbilt at the 2, and then D'Lo at the point. Or even if you wanted to, you could go LeBron at the point. Doesn't matter, right? Basically, those 5 guys. So then what you do is on defense, LeBron shifts to like the 4, but it's like a free safety 4, kind of like what they do with him right now. And then you have Anthony Davis play kind of like in like a zone almost, and then you have like Valanciunas as like your defender. But the reason you would need somebody like a Vanderbilt is so that way they can cover so much ground out on the perimeter, right? Or you have to have LeBron play point. And you basically have that's the second thing, because I was like, there's 2 things. So either that, like I said, so you have LeBron play 3 for the offensive purposes, but on defense, he shifts over to kind of the 4 free safety role. 80's kind of playing like a zone almost. You have Valanciunas as his like backup, and then you have like that Vanderbilt who's just basically covering the entire perimeter, and he's skilled enough to do that. And then you have like D'Lo doing D'Lo things, right? You need a balance. That's why I'm saying like Vando would have to be able to shoot threes because the problem would be scoring, but you can mask LeBron, right? Or if LeBron continues to shoot 40% from 3, that would help. The other thing is like basically for lineup purposes, you have LeBron play the point, and you say, hey, dude, sorry, you're going to have to. You have LeBron play the point, and then your 2 and your 3 are essentially like KCP and Dorian Finney-Smith, right? And so then you have like a Valanciunas, a Dorian Finney-Smith, KCP, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. And then that way you can defend out on the perimeter. LeBron can kind of drop back on the defense side of things. Anthony Davis can step up, but you have your 2 guys out on the perimeter that are chasing, right? Like you got to do something like that. Is the only way I see it working. And I like the Lakers wouldn't even be able to get all those guys, but I'm just using names as an example to kind of paint the picture and give a better understanding. Those are the only 2 ways I see you being able to run 2 big men. Is you basically run your defensive schemes to where like LeBron still gets to kind of play defense like LeBron's been. But to ask him to actually play the 3 on the defensive side, you're probably in trouble. Why is the center market always so cutthroat and dry? Because, all the good centers teams don't want to let go of, right? Like if you're there's very few like good centers, right? There's a lot of like serviceable guys, but like you're talking about like most of the guys that are available, right, are the like projects, or they're the like not really great. Right, like it's the Jackson Hayes, the Thomas Bryants, right? Like where it's like they're okay, but they're not starting level. Like any starting level center, like teams don't want to give up because it's hard to find a real, true, versatile starting big man, right? Like think of the league right now. All the top guys are all like basically point guards and centers, right? Like how many like premier wings are there? Like how many top shooting guards are there? Right? Like who are the top 5 shooting guards in the league? Like what? Maybe Devin Booker, because like James Harden's like a point now. Like it's just they're all like you think of all the teams that have top players and all the good teams, they all have a point guard or they all have a center, right? Like it's just like the only team that really has like perimeter guys is like the Boston Celtics, right? They have Tatum and Brown. But like outside of that, like Giannis, yeah, he's a power forward, but he's a big man, right? Again, a big man. Lakers have AD and LeBron. The Thunder have Chet and SGA, right? The Timberwolves have Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, right? Like the Denver Nuggets have Jamal Murray and Jokic, right? Like it's that like big man, little man, two-way game a lot. Or you look at a team and they have like three guys, right? So that's why I think like it's the only way you're really going to be able to do it. Because basically you're going to have LeBron be your point or go positionless kind of type thing. But centers being the market's just it's really hard to find a good center. There's only so many good centers in the league. And like the farther you go down the list, the bigger the drop off is. It's the problem. But anyway, appreciate you. Thank you guys. Thank you for super chats. We had too many turnovers. Yep. Have we had a 5-game winning streak this season at all this season? No. I think the most we've had is I think we had 1 4-game win streak. And then outside of that, it's been like 3 games. If I'm not mistaken, I think we had 1 4-game earlier in the season. But outside of that, no, we haven't had a 5-game. I don't think I want AD on Team USA having to play all the European guys. Yeah, but they'll have him. Actually, I don't know if they'll have him beat. I was going to say they'll have him beat, but he gave the good old fashioned behind the barn. The best option at this point is put Giles at the 5-man. Honestly, stop the D'Lo. Hey, look, I know you're not talking to me specifically. Look, D'Lo had a bad game. He's been great this season, but I'm just frustrated because we needed him to show up. Right? You did all that talking. You got to show up this game. Right? You got to go out there and play. Right? Like I'm not saying like, oh, that's it. D'Lo's trash. Get rid of him. But D'Lo deserves some accountability. Look, I hype D'Lo up. I defend D'Lo. But I also believe I'm very fair in my criticism with guys. I think when like I'll defend guys when it's warranted. But this was a game that D'Lo deserves some criticism for sure. I'm not again. I know some people take it over the top, but this is something he definitely deserves criticism. But so does LeBron. So does Anthony Davis. Look at all the D'Lo's haters swarming out of the woodworks when you have Braun and AD literally giving the Kings the ball. Yet again, this was a bad game by D'Lo, no doubt. But yeah, he'll be fine. They need to defend more against Fox and put another big against Sabonis and let AD roam free. Well, that's what I talked about. Like if you watched my video earlier, I talked about they actually did it they actually ran the defensive set that I said the Lakers should have ran. They ran it against Anthony Davis, which I thought was funny. Earlier in the game, they had Harrison Barnes defending AD. And then Sabonis was kind of roaming free. I thought that they should have. Sorry, the Dr. Pepper like keeps giving me like bubbles. I think personally, the Lakers should have had Rui defend and put him on Sabonis, like they did against Jokic, and it had success. You saw it, and then Anthony Davis kind of roaming free and being the help defender on Sabonis, and then the 3 times that really stood out as a successful matchup against Sabonis was when Rui was on him and LeBron came over as the help side defender. And 2 out of the 3 times it led to a turnover, right? You could have done that with Rui and Anthony Davis. Had Anthony Davis play like the center, but like kind of again that like free safety where he's kind of at the 4 and the 5, and then LeBron kind of out on the perimeter. But unfortunately, they didn't. Don't trust the Lakers versus the Mavs either. Likewise. Let's see. I feel bad for AD. He needs someone who can constantly feed him the ball. And LeBron and D'Lo should be able to feed him the ball with ease. The problem is teams like you saw Sacramento, they're packing the paint. Teams are living with the Lakers shooting the basketball. So Reeves and Rui, the only ones that showed up. Yep. AD should not be the 5. He shouldn't be, but again, with LeBron, kind of don't have many options. Let's see. Not my goat anymore. Let's see. Reeves needs to be benched. Middle school defense. Everything, everything I didn't want to happen happened. Yeah, facts. This was rough. This was a rough go for sure. Sometimes you just got to realize when a team just doesn't have it. Just look forward to next season, people. Again, I don't like a lot can happen, a lot can change. I'm not willing to write off the season yet. I mean, you could have said the same stuff about the Lakers last year. Obviously, last year is last year, this year is this year, but I still think the Lakers can, as long as they're not playing, as long as they're not playing the Sacramento Kings or the Denver Nuggets. I think that they could beat anybody, and I still think you have a puncher's chance. We'll see, we'll see. Um, I'm gonna wait to hear Tyler's excuses for D'Lo. Then I'm out. I literally made no excuses for D'Lo. I went in on D'Lo, which I know you were here because you've been commenting the whole time. So there's no excuse for the way he played. V coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Public humiliation helped me turn into the killer you see today and tomorrow. Great effort from the Lakers tonight. First off, I appreciate the super chat. Secondly, you're spot on. I mean, it's this team just didn't have it. Again, just no killer. I mean, again, it wasn't even competitive. That's the thing that is so infuriating is this game wasn't even competitive. Like this was like this is like every time the Lakers play, they just get smacked. Like at least if it was competitive and you lost, like man, like we just got to get over that hump, right? Like at least Denver, you can talk yourself into like, man, if we could just one of those behind the back shots from Jokic don't go in, it's a different series, right? Like there's things that you could talk yourself, but like with Sacramento, it's like every game we're just getting blown out. Like they're not even competitive. They're just bad games. Just they're killing us every single time. Every single time. That's a great super chat. I appreciate you. that was good. When we needed them most, LeBron and AD absolutely threw away the entire game. Yep. LeBron or AD plays way better at the 4. Can we get AD a solid big in turn with him if you want to keep him at the 5? Ham always gets out coached. Yeah. Let's see. Is Hideout the same person that says like, yeah, always. Always. None of these big 3 played good tonight. D'Lo made a whole article talking about Ham. Gave you 6 points. Everyone missing wide open shots. Yeah, it's a bad game. Our 3 best players decided not to show up today. This is just in the first half. Is a crime, 9-11 field goals. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I think that you might as well have just given him the basketball and let him take 20 shots. Like, seriously. Should have just let him take 20 shots, see how it goes. This used 2 bigs against the Kings. Let's see. Tyler, wasn't D'Lo supposed to save us? Clearly not today. D'Lo was rough today. Playing is the Lakers ceiling. That's what it's looking like. It really is. Denver fans annoy me. Rui and AR seemed like they wanted to win, but the whole team just kept disappointing. Yep. 2 guys showed up, and that was it. Let's see. Please get another big man in the offseason so AD soft ass can go back to power forward. The man dominates at the 5. We need Valanciunas in the offseason. I wouldn't mind Valanciunas, but again, I don't trust LeBron at the 3 is my concern. Like, is LeBron going to buy in to playing the 3? I'm done, man. AD has to be better. I feel it. D'Lo got all the smoke he asked for. I could have blew back that idea. Let's see. Everybody in the state of Denver is carrying outside of Bateman Manning yet. Let's see. Only way we have a chance of winning it all is if the Kings and Denver get knocked out by someone else in the playoffs. Well, chances are we probably won't play both of them, but man, to playing one of them. I mean, unless Sacramento ends up in the play-in, and then we have to go through them. Which your hope is like if the playoff if everything ended today, your hope is that Sacramento wins the first game, beats Dallas, and then you beat the Warriors, and then you play Dallas. I'd rather play again. I think Dallas can beat us, but I'd rather play Dallas than play Sacramento. And hopefully Jared Vanderbilt is back. If Vando's back, Vando helps a lot for this team. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna power through a couple more questions here and skate out because I got a lot to talk about tomorrow. So I got a lot of videos I need to start putting together. Open the door, D'Lo slammed it shut while Bron's ankles and 80's shoulders was in the way. It doesn't matter what we do if every team in the West has a big that's better than AD. It's that I wouldn't say every team. I mean, AD's been fine against everyone else. Just Sabonis and Jokic. He just cannot beat. Like his stats against Rudy Gobert are good. His stats against Chet are great. Stats against Zoo are good. Like he averages like 25 and I think 13, something like that against the Clippers. Like it's just for whatever reason, those two teams he just cannot beat. Let's see. Valanciunas would be solid. Problem is the Lakers don't have a ton of cap space, especially if LeBron is going to take a $60 million a year contract. Facts. The Lakers are a bad road team. You are right. They are a bad road team. Let's see. Let's see. Winnable game doesn't mean anything for this team, to be honest. It's just if they feel like winning that day. Yeah, they're just so very inconsistent. Valanciunas is a free agent this year. We must grab him to stop the madness from having or Andre Drummond on his bully guest before I realized 80 is not the answer at the 5. The problem is, again, like it's just salary. Like we don't have much salary space unless LeBron's willing to take a discount. Let's see. Lakers need help from the little brother here. Thanks. Let's see. Thanks, D'Lo. Thanks, Brian. Great games from those two. Yeah, they were terrible. They were not very good today. D'Lo is saving himself for Steph. I hope so. You got to beat the Warriors. Might grow another inch in the offseason, hopefully. Need him to grow another like 3. Need him to be like 7'1". We need the Clippers to help. What other options they have? Yeah, hopefully the Clippers beat them. Just left the game, brutal. Yeah. Zoe, first off, what's up, buddy? Secondly, man. It is very frustrating. Okay, as it stands, what's worse, AD versus European centers or LeBron at 3? Man, ain't no help from any wings against. Yeah, but the thing is like I said, at least AD, like LeBron playing the 3, 65 games a season compared to Lakers playing, Denver and Sacramento 8 games a season. Like I'm not saying don't get a big man. I'm just saying I don't think you necessarily need a starting level big man, right? Like if you could go get a big body to come off, like if Valanciunas is willing to come off the bench, that would be perfect, right? Like start some games, come off the bench most games, right? Like I just think you need a guy for those matchups, right? Like, but to ask, like if you go get Valanciunas and he wants to start, now you have to play LeBron at the 3. Again, 65 plus games a season, probably not going to go very well. Like I understand you're going to need to beat at least Denver, especially Denver. You're going to need to beat them if you want to get to the post to win a championship. But that's why, like, to me, go get a bigger physical backup center that in those matchups you can play alongside rather than going and getting a center that you have to start. And now LeBron's just getting torched. Thought they were Goku and it ended up being Piccolo with the story. Yeah, thanks. All right, let me do a couple more, and then I'm gonna skate on out of here. It has begun. He's back. Uh, somebody start the counter. Sacramento is just better. We won't win a championship with AD as our center and LeBron as our power forward. At the rate it's going, probably not. Don't forget there is still a chance to get to the finals from the play-in. Yes, very true. Very, very true. That's why I said, like, I'm not done until it's done. B, I'm willing to trade Rui, Reeves, and D'Lo. I was skeptical, not no more, though I want a star and get a big body center and definitely a coaching change. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that they need to go get that third guy that can consistently handle the workload game in and game out for you, or you got to structure this roster correctly. Hey, Tyler, the Kings have outnumbered like the Clippers used to. Yeah, Sacramento they just match up well. They really do. They just match up very well. How much help does your team need? Don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, Blugga, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Jakob Pertl is perfect. Big next to AD. Rim protector and rebounder we need would be insane. AD has no dog. Soft as baby. Let's see. We need a physical big to play with AD next season. Problem is finding that and getting that. I don't know how confident I would be seeing them in the playoffs, Tyler. I don't know how confident I'd be seeing them in the playoffs either. They just have our number. But like either you'll see them in the play-in or you won't see them until the conference finals, if assuming both teams get there, which I don't think Sacramento will get there. People forget LeBron was guest in that Denver series, finished 9th, 10th. You end up playing 2 extra games, and other teams get a week off. It's not good. Yeah, agreed. And it's just having to win 2 straight games. Whoever wins that number 8 spot, I will likely have to face Denver in the first round. Good luck with that. Yeah, thanks. I think we have a good possibility at doing well the rest of the way. I say 80% win rate. They threw us most of their hard games in the first half of the season. Yeah, like the Lakers next, like 15, like it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Lakers go like 12-3 in the next game. There's only like a handful of games left that you look at and go, man, the Lakers, I don't know if they can win that. Like outside of that, they'd be good. I mean, ideally 7 seed is what you want. Yeah, if you play the Thunder. Although, I mean, Denver could end up finishing as the 2 seed the way it's going to very likely it's going to be the Nuggets or the Thunder. So we'll see. Let's see. We lack too much, and size is frustrating. We just don't have the physicality. At this point in time, do you feel like we could be using Monk? Absolutely. I mean, Monk's ability to score the basketball, his ability to just apply rim pressure. Malik Monk would be nice. The Lakers wanted to keep Monk. They just couldn't pay him. He was always going to be a 1-year rental. Always. Confidence at an all-time low. No matter who is on the floor, there's no dedication on this team. I don't see Vando hitting consistent threes even when he returns. It took forever to get in a rhythm, and he's going to have to do it all over again. Yeah. I was talking more next season than this season. When we won in 2020, LeBron James played 1 and AD played the 5. I think we are struggling because they can't play their optimal roles anymore. Yeah, it's a big problem. Would y'all compare Trae Young to better shooting Kyrie at a young age? Because I don't see how Trae would work, but Kyrie made it work. So I'm trying to see the vision here. But the problem is Trae Young is like, go look up his career stats. He's not a good shooter. He's like high volume and he shoots like 36% from three on like 11 attempts. Like, he's not a great shooter. He just can score the basketball and make plays. He's like, in many ways, he's a one-man offense. Problem is like, I don't know how he fits next to LeBron, because LeBron's still going to have the ball in his hands. That's why I think a guy like a Donovan Mitchell, again, just using him as an example, but somebody like that would be ideal, because he can be a scorer. He doesn't have to worry about the playmaking. He can just focus on scoring the basketball and playing defense, and he'd be good. Yeah, there's a lot of talk that Trae Young's gonna demand trade this offseason. We'll see. Let's see. Sorry if I'm trusting me. He's busting out the Dr. Pepper. He's making him fall off the sugar wagon. Yeah. Are you drunk? Yes. But anyway, I'm gonna skate on out of here. Like I said, I got a lot of videos to put together for tomorrow. I am not happy. So got a lot that I need to cover, a lot that I need to break down, a lot that I need to talk about. So I'm gonna go take care of that. I appreciate all you hanging out with me. Again, hit that like button on your way out. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button on your way out. I would appreciate that. Also, everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. It helps me a ton. But anyway, hopefully we play Saturday, play the Warriors on Saturday, a couple days rest, hopefully bounce back against the Warriors, rattle off 3-4 wins. That would be nice. See how it goes. But anyway, again, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one. So, peace.